Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is where you are. How's everyone doing? Welcome to a brand new stream and a brand new stream chat. So I've been working on this for a bit. I'm working on putting this together. We've already found some issues that didn't show up in testing, which is wonderful. That's always how programming is. Yeah, you might be wondering why. Why did I write a custom chat? Well, to be perfectly honest, as Wham just said it in the chat, YouTube chat kind of sucks. It sucks to read, it sucks to write in, it sucks to moderate, which is kind of all the things that you need a live chat to do. So that's why and I thought about different things that I could do. I thought about writing my own bot to kind of help things out, or doing what Ludwig is doing and writing a browser extension to kind of improve the user experience. But then as I looked into writing this bot, because I already had a bot from streaming on Twitch, where's slow mode? Slow mode should be on. Yeah, should be on.
Is the new chat Microsoft Sam compatible?
It is, thank you. Thank you for testing that out. But when we're writing a bot, it turns out YouTube makes that really hard to do, because I looked it up. YouTube has a chat API. So unlike Twitch's chat is all IRC based. So as long as you can talk IRC, you can log a bot into Twitch chat. But add auto scrolling. It should auto scroll. Sometimes it stops auto scrolling for no real reason. And if you refresh it, it will be fine. I don't know why it does that. We're relying on the browser to do the auto scrolling.
Help. How do I donate?
Oh wow.
Nice
Uh-oh, here come the donations. Thank you so much, Jora and 12 over 12. Oh no.
Nest, crows, nest, crows,
Oh dear.
nest, crows, nest, crows, nest, crows, nest,
Well-
crows, nest, crows, nest, crows, nest, crows, nest.
The good news is, I did write in things as well. But while I really appreciate donations and super chats and etc., sometimes it is nice to be able to sort of pause them a bit so I can finish talking and then resume them. So I did write in a little thing to pause the TTS while I'm talking. But as always, that's like I said, I really appreciate the donations. What I was saying was, YouTube makes it really difficult to write a bot. It's rather than a.
What does this do? Is this thing on?
All right, hang on. I'm going to pause the TTS temporarily. Thank you so much for the donation. Shaker Drew, thank you for the donation. So YouTube, when you try to access the chat from the API, because that's what I was saying. Twitch's chat is accessible through IRC, so as long as you can talk IRC, you can read and write from the chat. It's great. It's very helpful. But when you try to write a similar thing on YouTube, it's not IRC based. Instead, you have to use an HTTP REST API, and which is fine. I mean, it's slower than IRC, but it works. As long as it works, it's fine. Except, then they put they don't just rate limit it, so you can only ping that command about once every second. That's okay, I get it. Like I said, it's a little slower than IRC, but it's fine. The real problem is that they then put quota limits on it, daily quota limits, so you can actually only access this API a few times per day. And what I essentially found was that if my bot accessed no other APIs, if it did nothing else, it could read chat for about 45 minutes per day, and then it would have to stop. Also, that's another thing. So, as you know, you might have noticed, a lot of chat just disappeared for some reason. That never showed up in testing, so I have no idea. We'll have to figure that out later on. But like I said, this is the first time, so but it's kind of to be expected, right? All right, now let's play some TTS.
Is that a Prime motherboard in the background?
Yes, it is.
It's pausing the donations should put something on the screen to show that they are paused, to avoid why didn't my donation go through.
Yeah, there's probably some way to provide some user feedback. And yeah, so when I've now learned when you remove a message, that it clears the whole chat, which is something, like I said, that never quite showed up in testing. So that's fun. Interesting. Why would that be happening? Too many problems. It's really only the one problem. And I don't know, like, it worked fine in testing. I keep seeing people trying to do XSS injection.
Gonna be honest.
Oh god.
Chat goes hard.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. So, well, the good news is we've learned something. Do you sanitize your inputs? Yeah, I sanitize my inputs. Is it open source? I do hope eventually to open source this. Absolutely. Oh, you're probably right. Should we fix the problem live on stream? Is that a bad idea?
Enjoy your tech videos. Happy New Year, and it's my 20th.
Should I fix the problem live on twitch.tv? I mean, not twitch.tv, youtube.com. I'm so used to saying that whenever I do something live. Does this use Twitch? It does not use Twitch. It's entirely custom. People would steal code. It's not so bad that people steal code. I mean, that's kind of how open source works.
Big Pop Birdie B number sign question mark B number sign question mark B number sign question mark B number sign question.
All right, that's enough of that. Thank you for the donations. Appreciate that. All right, well, let's try to fix a bug live on stream. Should I delete ASCII art messages? Probably. The only problem right now is that deleting a message seems to delete all of them, which, like I said, didn't happen while testing. So this is a new bug. So I'm going to be fixing this live on stream. Apologies for this, might be a little bit boring while I'm doing this, but I don't think it'll take super long. Aha. Okay, so I think this is why. This is happening.
Can't wait to wait another 6 months for a video about a Wii gamepad that only half works using some weird patch set. I'm an ex-programmer for startups on holidays, working with WebSockets and Discord and Twitch blah blah. Now do I help him with his programming and testing problems, or do I spam him with TTS?
I mean, it is a good question. Thank you so much for people helping moderate as well. Let's see if this works. Nothing like a live test, am I right? Alright, let's try that. I think that'll work. Thank you so much for people helping to moderate while this is all happening. So I'll need to see if this new script worked. So I'm going to bump this into dev mode real quick. This stream shall forever be known as the Monka S stream. Alright, let's see if this worked. Nope. Oh dear, oh god. Unless my new script just didn't load yet. So it may not be, perhaps it's not a front-end thing, perhaps it's a back-end thing, which would be very strange. Is this the stream where you get your channel demonetized? Is there really that much? I don't think there's that much bad stuff going on. Weird. Well...
Birdemic to movie review, please.
Birdemic 2 movie review? I could do that. Well... there have been 12 cocks on stream? Ah, I didn't see it. I've been too busy writing code. Well, I appreciate everyone testing this out. I might have to... I might have to go offline to fix this, because otherwise I won't... otherwise I'll just spend like the next hour trying to figure out what's wrong. So, I might pop in back in like an hour or so, but thank you. Thanks everyone for testing this. I mean, it's kind of how it's it's kind of what we expected, honestly. The amount of like the change between the difference between the amount of people testing and the amount of people showing up in a public stream is quite a lot. So anyway, thank you so much for joining. Thanks so much for testing and helping me to fix this. So I will fix the weird chat keeps clearing bug, and then I will come back. That's my plan. All right. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll be back in a second. Hello, hello, hello again. Oh, hang on. Hello again. Hello again. How's everyone doing? Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. Hello, welcome to the stream. Everything should be working now. Why does he look so concerned? I'm not... Do I look concerned? Do I look like... So... So, it was a little Monka-esque for a while, but it should be all working now, right? It should be fine. So we fixed some things. I fixed... My guy, you look tired. I wasn't expecting to have to do a rush programming job this morning. I got up, I got ready for the stream. And that was pretty much it. And then I realized, oops, we have some problems, but not anymore. Hopefully, right now. So I've added a couple things. Those who know, there are. Well, firstly, we fixed that bug where all the messages were clearing. That was a weird one. That was that was some really like esoteric. I won't go really deep into detail with it, but it was some really basically I wrote some code like last minute to make the donate messages appear in the chat, because before they only appeared on the stream, and now they appear. Now they appear in the chat as well, and it turns out adding that was what led to the chat clearing entirely whenever you deleted a message. I never would have expected that to be the case. I never would have thought that would lead to that. But I guess it did. So yeah. Bro, while you've been coding, I've been going through your JavaScript code and trying to exploit it. What have you found? I mean, part of me feels like I should be like, no, don't. But also, it's probably good to sort these problems out sooner rather than later. That's what I was saying when I was doing test streams. I was like, it's probably good to figure out problems sooner rather than later. Unfortunately, we didn't figure out all of the problems. But you know how it is. It's fine. I got the stream working on my custom Wii U YouTube app. Now I want to know if the chat will work on my Wii U. Hell yeah. That's exciting. Wii U YouTube app. Interesting. Is that so the Wii U must have had YouTube, right? It must have, but you're saying it's a custom app. Is this like Homebrew or something? Does your regex still need back references? No, it doesn't. It's actually a completely... I replaced it with a completely non-regex approach because it looked like, I looked it up, and it appears that to get the functionality I wanted, it would be very difficult to do with regex, and I found people saying just implement it manually, and I was like, all right, fair enough, I'll just do that. Did you kill ASCII art? I've banned a couple more phrases to make that a little bit. To make spamming a little bit harder, let's just say that. Does this mean we'll finally get a Matt Casey Music Live concert? You know, it might be a little bit like... it might be a little bit off-brand. Like, people don't subscribe to me, by and large, to watch me sing. But I have thought about it, that it might be fun to do some, like, music streams. ASCII boobs posting? Oh god. Oh lord. I watch your videos on Nintendo Wii YouTube. I actually remember using Nintendo Wii YouTube for a bit. This was back in like 2010. I didn't have a smartphone. Chromecasts didn't exist. Smart TVs didn't exist. And I couldn't afford to just like connect a computer up to my TV. So I was like, yeah, I'll just watch the YouTube videos on the Wii. That's fine. And you know what? It is fine. You still have to, it's a bit of a pain to point the Wiimote at the screen and type video titles in manually. But it's fine, it works. It's alright. Windows 11 sucks. Why did you at me with that? Did I really need to know? In my opinion, Windows 11 is mostly Windows 10 with a reskin. That being said, I'm not a big fan of Windows 10 either, and that's why I use Linux. I think that the auto-scrolling issue is just that it stops auto-scrolling after the first message or two. See, I don't know, because mine's been auto-scrolling this whole time and it's fine, but I have seen it just stop auto-scrolling after a while. I think it's like a browser bug, right? I think it's like, because we're using CSS to do the auto-scroll, which is kind of mind-blowing that that's even possible, because you can make a CSS container inverted so that it scrolls to the bottom, and I'm guessing it's something to do with that. We might need to add some like JavaScript to make that scroll work properly. Hey Matt, thanks for the Salgo text. Cubson, welcome to the stream. Why do you let people make their display names yours? I don't. What do you mean? I need to try and come to watch and chat here on a PS3. I think it will work on a PS3 because we made it work on WebKit. That initially, for a while, it didn't work in Safari, and I fixed it eventually to make it work in Safari. And and the PS3 I know uses WebKit, which is Safari's rendering engine. So I'm sure it's an old version of WebKit, but it might work. Auto-scrolling stops working immediately if I scroll back. Oh, interesting. So if I scroll up and then scroll back down. Oh, no, it still auto-scrolls for me. It seems really inconsistent. I know what you're talking about. I'm not trying to like... I don't want to act like it's... I absolutely believe you. But it's not currently happening for me, even though I have seen it happen, and I don't know why. What distro are you running? Hang on. I have a graphic to demonstrate this. I can't even say the words because it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Here we go. This will work. Doesn't need to find any applicable meme. I believe this will summarize it for you. It's really just that, I mean, the idea is that it's kind of a DIY distro, and that's kind of why I wanted to. That's kind of what I wanted out of my Linux experience. I was tired of Windows and Mac OS kind of locking things out, especially Mac OS kind of removing things and being like, I don't think you need to be able to do that. You don't need access to that. We'll just remove that for you real quick. So I've tried other distros, and they, to varying degrees, have kind of, because it is a trade-off. Like sometimes you need to it's probably a better word. Sometimes you need to hide things to make a better user experience for the average user. Sometimes you don't. For the average user, it's probably better to not just have everything right in front of their faces, because then it's just a whole panel of like buttons and boxes that they're gonna have to parse through. But as a power user myself, I wanted a distro that I could have more control over, and that's why it ended up being Arch. Ubuntu review. We've actually covered Ubuntu in stream before. There's actually a stream clip going out. If you're not aware, I actually have a stream clip channel. Oh, thank you for the donation.
Matt from Virginia.
Welcome to the stream from Virginia. Thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate that. I actually have a Stream Clips channel over at oh fuck that that domain fucked up, that link fucked up because it's got too many weird characters in it. Well, ignore that message. Just look up just look up Matt Casey 1.5 in oh, interesting. Just look up Matt Casey 1.5 in YouTube and you'll find my stream clips. Matt Casey. Are you a virgin? Oh my god. Are we getting real deep and personal today? Does this chat work in Internet Explorer 10? Maybe I can make it work in the Xbox 360 browser. I actually don't know. I haven't tried Internet Explorer 10. Because I'd rather die than open up Internet Explorer. The auto scroll broke. So we don't know we don't know why. Sometimes it breaks. Sometimes for me, it's most of the time it works fine, but I have seen it break once or twice, and I don't know why. It seems very inconsistent, and I think it's probably going to come down to currently, as I said earlier in the stream, we're using a CSS solution to do the auto scroll, and what we probably need is to use a JavaScript solution instead. I got chat up on my Power Mac G4. Holy shit! Really, on a G4, and Wham tried it on a G5 with Leopard with like a newish. The Safari was from like 2018, is that right? But a G4 is pretty. I guess a G4 could also run Leopard. Holy shit! Why are there two of you? Are there two of me? Is that true? It works, but barely on IE10. Oh, interesting. What does it do? Yeah, I could very much imagine that the JavaScript or the CSS is not IE10 compatible.
Love the channel. Been watching for quite a while.
Hell yeah.
Let me know if you need some old consoles to dissect.
Oh, hey.
I got plenty to spare.
Well, if you have anything that's like... everything that's broken, I'd at least be interested in hearing about it to recover on the channel. Is this chat Markdown capable? No. We've thought about. I've thought about. Oh, people have suggested before doing Markdown, and I've thought about it. I think the concern for me, it would be fine for certain amounts of Markdown, like bold and italic is probably fine. There are ways in Markdown to make like really big text, like headers. That would almost certainly have to be removed because that would probably be used for spam a lot. And bold and italic, maybe. I'm still thinking about it because it could lead to like a bunch of kids just coming in and bolding everything, and and just to be like, "What do you think of Garfield?" in like all bold, and I'll just be like, "Oh god, I don't care." So that would be the concern, I think. Hi Matt, this chat implementation is so cool. What's going to be happening instantly? Thanks, I appreciate it. About an hour ago or so, it wasn't very cool. It was there was a pretty terrible bug, but right now it's doing pretty well. Pretty happy with it at this point in time. The bunch of kids problem is ever present. Yeah, you're right.
I got a GameCube with a dead laser, if that sounds like a fun project.
I think what I'd probably do, I mean, if a GameCube had a dead laser, what I'd probably do is just replace it with one of those GameCube drive emulator. Hang on, let me bring that up real quick. I think this is it, the GC loader. Yeah, So it's basically just an SD card, but it emulates a GameCube disk drive. So you just replace the whole disk drive module, and it just reads ISOs off your SD card. Now that's really fucking cool. I love that. It's a bit expensive from memory. Oh, it's out of stock. It's 70 euros. That's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, that's probably all I would do for a broken drive, though. If you're interested in doing something like that. Are you going to buy a mattkc.live? I've thought about it on and off, because it's a cool domain, but at the same time, mattkc.com is kind of like, if you have the .com, that's kind of like the ultimate domain. I know that, not to not to jerk myself off too much, but if you have the .com, then you kind of got the in theory, you've got the only domain you need. That being said, mattkc.live is kind of a cool thing to click on, but what I'm tossing up is whether mattkc.live is worth buying over just like, because currently I have mattkc.com/live. I can do that and have that redirect. And so the question is mattkc.live a lot better than mattkc.com/live? Because there is something about the .com that's nice. Yeah, it could just be a redirect. It could, but I'm wondering if it's worth it even for that. PS3 doesn't work, it just spins the clock in the top corner. It's quite possible the PS3 doesn't support WebSockets? Maybe? In your experience, what was the easiest console mod chip to install? Okay, so we're talking mod chips, we're not talking about soft mods. Mod chips... If I'm being honest, this is a deep cut. This is going to be an obscure one, alright? The Sega Saturn mod chip is actually... So, the way this works, and I've only used one of these once. So there's the disk drive, the Saturn disk drive, plugs into the motherboard with a ribbon cable. The mod chip, the Saturn mod chip, you plug the disk drive ribbon cable into the mod chip, which is here, and then you plug the mod chip into the motherboard where the ribbon cable would usually go, and then you have to solder 2 wires for power, extra power, I believe. But that's it. It's a 2-wire soldering job, and otherwise it's pretty much plug and play. That's an obscure one, and probably not a very useful one unless you're a big Sega Saturn fan. I tried to say Sega and Saturn in the same way. Unless you're a big Saturn fan. But it's probably the least work required to do a mod chip that I can think of, at least. Nothing before like 2015 will have WebSockets and HTTP God, fallback is worth investigating. Yeah, maybe. I still think I'll probably add an IRC backend as well, and then you should be able to connect to it with pretty much everything. How are you hosting the chat? Are you using some cloud or self-hosted? Technically, those are sort of the same thing. It depends what you mean by self-hosted. If you mean in my own house, no, it is not self-hosted. But if you mean self-hosted as in I pay for a server somewhere, then yes. Safari 5 for Windows has preliminary... God damn. Safari for Windows? That's a... That's a memory. My god. Is it just me, or were Apple programs on Windows a little bit cursed? Like, look at this shit. They, like, replicate the whole macOS UI, but on Windows. Apparently someone got it working on Windows 10. I always thought this was a little bit weird. I couldn't really figure out why anyone would want to use Safari on Windows. When Firefox exists, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Were there any real die-hard Safari Windows users? I mean, I guess I guess you could say that, well, at least the thing with iTunes for Windows, I know that they did, especially earlier versions, they did also replicate the kind of macOS UI design, and it's still a little bit weird. I still feel like that's kind of odd, seeing this blending of XP and macOS, but, you know. If you open the iTunes program files folder on Windows, you can see a bunch of macOS frameworks like Core Foundation, Core. Weird. Really weird. I wonder if, like... I wonder if those could be used to, like, run other macOS apps. I guess probably needs a lot more work than that, but still. It won't load the streamer chat on IE10. Well, not surprising. IE10 is, if you're a web developer, IE10 will be familiar to you as pretty much the worst thing ever. When I was a kid, I was gonna say I was a web developer like 15 years ago, but that's not really true. Yo, thanks for the donation. Appreciate that. Sorry, I'm talked over that. Thank you so much. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was gonna say I was a web developer 15 years ago. No, I was like 9. But I remember even back then, when I was 9 and dabbling in like HTML writing, even back then, I realized that Firefox was so much better. Like every time I would write websites, and I would write them for Firefox because I used Firefox. And then I'd try them in IE and it would all break. And I'd be like, ugh, with this shit again. And it's hard to explain, like, because I was a kid and I had to let everyone know. I was like, yeah, IE sucks. It's really hard to explain to your parents IE sucks when...
Accidentally didn't send it with a message.
Oh, hey.
Anyway, you might recognize me from the custom CSS for
Oh,
the
yeah.
forums. Do you want me to help you design better CSS for the chat? Maybe even an entire page redesign?
I really appreciate the offer, but I'm fine with how it looks right now. But thank you so much. I know it's very like basic and very minimal, but that's kind of how I want it to be. Guess Matt didn't see it, but if any of you have issues with auto scroll stopping, try changing your browser zoom level, preferably to 100% or normal. Yeah, I mean, I guess. If that helps, I think that must be like a CSS bug, right? I don't bother with IE support on my web applications, even businesses let their employees use Chrome as well. Yeah, I think nowadays there's no real point. Like, even if the business is stuck in the Microsoft ecosystem, they probably have access to Chrome nowadays, and if they don't, they almost certainly have access to Edge nowadays, Chromium Edge. So yeah, I wouldn't bother with IE support in this day and age. Back in like 2008, you had to, which was a real bitch because there were so many. If you looked at the source code for websites back then, there were so many things that was just like IE only hack, and then code for every other browser. So annoying, unbelievably annoying. But Matt, my Windows phone. No. No. Can you change my name after the stream? I don't want to be stuck with 12/12 Amogus cock for a month. Why not? I feel like you chose a great... Okay. Tell you what. I, as the administrator for this for this service, I can give you some... I can remove your display name cooldown so you can change your name.
Is this going to be a Q&A stream? Or something else? Also, why did this load on my browser from my X360 running Linux?
Oh, my bad. You're right. Sorry about that. So I have some things that I might go over, but yeah, I have some things that I might go over, but otherwise, it may just end up being Q&A or maybe some GeoGuessr later on. But I have some some projects that I've been working on that I might go over in a bit. But I'll go ahead because I'm because I promised. I'll go ahead and remove this one person's display name cooldown so they can remove the Amogus cock from it. Okay, should be fine now. Should be able to do it. I watched the stream on Wii. Oh my god. Oh my god. What in glorious 480p? Hell yeah. Self promo is 4 weird. Oh god, is someone self promoing? Uh-oh, stinky poop.
My PSP 1000 or 2000 just showed me error code 80410A0B. I looked it up and it said it's an internal error but no electronic repair store can repair it. Do you have any advice?
Unfortunately, I have almost no knowledge of PSPs at all. I wish I could help more, but I don't really know. All I can say is try Googling, try looking at, maybe consolemods.org has something. I don't know if they've got their PSP section up yet. But yeah, sorry about that. Sorry I can't give any more info than that. Login button doesn't work on Firefox? Is that true? I have...
Were you raised in England?
Were you raised in England? No, my father's from England, but no, I was not raised in England. Why is your dono sound the Gartic phone join sound? It isn't, it's the Windows 98 email sound. If anything, Gartic phone stole the sound from me, by which I mean from Windows 98. But I'm guessing it's just a similar sounding sound, unless they do have it. I've never played Gartic phone. Shut the fuck up, the Gartic phone sound. True. I use Firefox and it works for me. Yeah, I thought there were some Firefox people who had tested it out. You could try, I don't know if this will help, but you could try deleting like cookies and cache and for this site and see if that helps. Is the Gartic phone sound actually the Windows 98 notify.wav? Hang on. It is! They stole the sound! Was the sound for the Gartic phone done by Tommy Tallarico? The Privacy Badger extension breaks Google login. Why did it say login? Oh my god. You can tell. You can tell I've had a long morning. These are all just from Windows, I swear to God. Yeah, I feel like. God damn it. God damn it. A Windows sound effect's gonna be known as Gartic phone sound effects from now on. That's so sad. Depressing. Google login. I'm not, but I could be watching this on my Ultimate Windows Vista PC. You have an Ultimate Windows Vista PC? I've been trying to, so I have something on my computer. I run Linux on the host, and I pass through a second GPU to my, to a virtual machine, and that way I can run Windows at almost native performance side by side with Linux. I don't have to reboot, don't have to do anything like that. All in a nice convenient little window, which is great. But I've been trying to get Windows 7 installed in that, which is a little challenging.
Never go on Yahoo Auctions. I went on there once, ended up spending the number sign to 100 on a job lot of 5-Beat Mania to DX controllers.
Interesting, is that a bad deal? Yahoo Auctions I know is really popular in Japan. Like eBay doesn't even exist in Japan anymore. They removed eBay. It used to, and I think they shut it down because Yahoo Auctions has the monopoly there. But yeah, I'm trying to get Windows 7 on this near-native virtual machine, and which is actually really hard because it kind of relies on UEFI, and Windows 7 kind of supports UEFI. It actually, it can boot UEFI, but it also requires a CSM module. It relies on something in CSM to work. So it's a little bit of both, and that's not a supported configuration in the virtual machine. So I'm having to like try out some modified bootloaders and some modified UEFI firmwares to try to get Windows 7 to be able to work. It's a tough one. I haven't yet figured it out, but if I do figure it out, I'll let you know. How do you do GPU pass-through on a window? I always thought you had to give out your screen when doing that. So you do, because the GPU is just hardware, so it only outputs to a monitor. But I use Looking Glass, which Looking Glass does it copies the screen buffer from the GPU as it's sending it out, or from DirectX, I guess specifically, and then.
Would you ever consider doing anything related to the Dreamcast?
I would consider it, yes. And then copies that buffer back to system memory, and it copies it to a area of shared system memory, shared between the virtual machine and the host.
Yahoo Auctions is addictive. I
Whoa.
ended up buying a 64D and 8 different games for it from now since December.
That's hot. I wish I had a 64DD.
Thanks for letting me change my username. Also, if you're running Risen, you can forget about virtualizing anything older than Win 8.1. I went down the same path once.
Interesting. Yeah, well, I'm not. I have an Intel CPU, so I don't have that problem. But yeah, I've heard that. I mean, a lot of AMD stuff is you don't want to. It's not necessarily great for backwards compatibility, I think I've found.
I donated to inquire on your music playlist.
Right now, the music playing right now, if you want to know what it is, I can tell you. God, imagine watching this guy, am I right,
If you
fellas?
lack an
What a
empty disc,
loser.
try burning a disc with Taiko Drum Master
Oh my
PS2
God.
onto it. Hey man, I'm still banging my head against Lego Island. Did you know it uses constants no longer present in current versions of the Windows headers? Have a great day.
Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate that. Constants no longer in present current versions of Windows headers. I can believe it because it's super old. It's over 25 years old now, so yeah, that's rough. But thank you so much for the donation. Thanks for stopping by. An empty disk, try burning a disk with Taiko Drum Master PS2 on it. Why? What's that about? Windows 7 now fully supports secure boot. Is that a community thing? Hang on, I'll open that off stream just in case. I know it's just a Twitter link, but still, it's a good habit to get into. Damn, that's interesting. Yeah, I feel like it must be possible to get it working on Windows 7. Or get Windows 7 working in my virtual machine, and that would be so cool because it's like running Windows 7 natively, but I don't have to worry about any of my hardware being incompatible. It'll just work. I can also do the same thing with Mac OS. Which I also do. Do you think this will run on Windows 98? As long as you have an up-to-date enough browser. The problem is you probably don't have an up-to-date enough browser. I've been thinking about, so there have been some projects I've been working on lately, which have been pretty interesting. Because I've been taking a bit of a break and just kind of working on cool little things. And I found here are some upcoming projects that you may be able to expect from me. I've been, after working on the PS3 and trying to get those thermals as good as they can be, I thought I might try to revisit my old silent Xbox and see if I can get the thermals down on that. Because I kind of conceded that the silent fan added about, I think, 10 degrees Celsius to the heat, not to the point where it wasn't in dangerous levels, so I was kind of like, well, it's alright. But might be better if it wasn't like that. And so I thought, maybe I can find a way to cool this better, and I think I've got a way. I've been filming some stuff for that, and I might show that off on a future stream. It's probably not big enough to make a video about it, but I might show off some of that footage and show off what I did in a future stream, and then I might clip it on the Clips channel. Sorry, I have a TTS pause because I was talking. Let me unpause that real quick. What have people been donating?
If you're running AMD Phenom 9650 quad-core and 8GB of DDR to RAM, you can forget running any VM above Windows -1. To follow up on my 2DX controller story, it costed me the numbers
Oh,
to
shit.
ship them
Yeah,
all.
you're right.
My Rafflecopter goes swah 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 swah.
Thank you so much for this. Appreciate that. I'm switching TTS to manual again, just letting everyone know. God, £200 to ship. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's been my experience as well, is that you can get really good deals on Yahoo auctions, and then you realize how much is going to cost to ship to your country, and then you're like, well, fuck, never mind. Damn. There we go.
Have you considered building more vintage PCs to cover more gaming errors?
I've considered it. I've thought about at least that it might be interesting to do like a... So the problem I have with like an Ultimate XP computer or an Ultimate Vista computer or whatever is that I feel like most of those OSs could be made to run on modern hardware eventually. Like it might take a lot of work, but it could probably be done, which means it feels like kind of a... There's no real upper limit. It's like, well, I'll just be buying like a 20-core Xeon or something to make the ultimate XP computer. Whereas with Windows 98, there was a clear upper limit, which was nice. But what I have considered is just making a video that's like, what does it take to get XP to run on a modern computer? So rather than focusing on ultimate hardware, just focus on the actual journey of what do you need to do nowadays to get that working. It could be something, could be interesting.
Have you ever experienced a CPU's L1 cache dying? My i5 6600K single-quote SL1 cache stayed out after 8 years of being overclocked. It's now a glorified UEFI loader.
Huh.
It can't boot anything more than the UEFI.
No, I've never heard of that happening. That's very interesting. But damn, that sucks. I assume the only thing you can do about that is replace the CPU. I don't know. I feel like it'd be hard to do any more than that.
I bought a chocolate bar and paid the same price as a swah 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 edition cheeseburger from Mac King Burger, Donald's Fried Wendy's chicken. Shipping is expensive.
That was a good example. I appreciate that. Just want to say your video on replacing the music in Lego Island motivated me to write an application to extract the music in Super Mario Galaxy. Hell yeah! Currently working on making a function that creates a .ast file for replacing. That's sick. I love that. I feel like that's probably the best the best thing to hear as a content creator, that people are inspired by what you do. I feel like there's no greater compliment than that.
Do you have any recommendations for projects to get started with soldering or electronics repair?
Obviously, to be super safe, you got to start with something approachable and small, but also preferably something you don't care a lot about in case you break it. Small things. It's a tough one, really. I mean, I think PS1 mod chipping isn't too hard. The Saturn mod chip, like I mentioned earlier. I think arguably, okay, let's take a look at this. Arguably, there's a new Xbox 360 mod called RGH3. Now, before, when you did 360 RGHs, you had to use a glitch chip, and it was a long back and forth process of glitching and then soldering and all of that. But they've made it, the RGH3 has come out, which has made it significantly easier. Basically, all you need to do is solder in, I think, 2 wires and 1 resistor if you've got depending on which model you have, it's 1 resistor or a diode or something like that. So this strikes me as not super hard, because it's I think it is 2 wires and a resistor. And you do need a flasher, so you need to buy something to flash the NAND. But maybe that's a good starter one.
The auto-scroll problem should be fixed completely by setting .message to tag whole number PX values for padding and line height. Also,
interesting. Yeah, maybe it's something about floating point values and like rounding issues, right?
Will you ever make any more retro-themed programming-related videos, like the Lego Island audio video, or just some low-level programming video?
Yeah, so there's a thing about that, which is, it's hard to... See, the thing about those is they take time, and they're pretty experimental. So I need to go into a project I need to be able to go into a project not necessarily knowing how long it's going to take, or whether it's going to be possible at all. And that's difficult to do when you have like video deadlines. If you're like, I need a video out by this day, then it's hard to say, well, I'm going to spend time on a project that I don't know how long it's going to take, or I don't even know if it's going to work at all. So that's why there hasn't been a lot of those recently. But I would love to do more videos like that, because those are my favorite videos. It's just about finding. I haven't talked a lot about this, but my plan is I'm going to be slowing down the videos a little bit so that I can make bigger videos like that, or do bigger projects, rather than trying to get a video out, twice a month or once every 2 weeks or something like that. I'll slow it down a little bit, and then I'll have a little bit more time to do big projects like that. So that's kind of where I'm at with that.
How'd you get as experienced as you are in C and ASM? I've been doing systems and architecture classes, and soon moving on to OS4 Uni, and I'm still deathly afraid of C.
I know what you mean. I was afraid of C for the longest time. Really, you just got to do it. I mean, I know that's really unhelpful advice, but hang on, I've been on the looking at YouTube looking at RGH3 for a really long time. I know that's really unhelpful advice, but the only reason I started learning C was because I wrote something in Java, and I realized that I needed it to run a lot faster, and I was like, okay, well, damn, I guess I'm gonna have to rewrite this in C++. So I did, and I just learned whatever it took to write that. So, in my opinion, you just gotta find find a project that's approachable that you can do, and then just do it. That's how I learn pretty much everything. It's weird because I see C as super simple. Yeah, I actually think it is super simple now. I think what seems really intimidating is the fact that if you're used to higher level languages, that you have to manage the memory yourself. But really, it's a lot easier than it seems. It seems like when you hear that, you're like, oh god, that's real programming. But may as well be writing assembly. But I think you eventually. I think once you get used to what it means to manually manage the memory, I think it's pretty simple.
Hello fellows, so what are the benefits of using this custom chat instead of YouTube's built-in one? Happy swah.
I mean, honestly, YouTube's chat is really bad. Like, it's the user experience is bad. It's hard to moderate it. It's hard to read it. It's hard to write it. It's mostly, and you can't like write a bot for it. I talked about this in earlier on in the stream. You can't write a bot for YouTube chat because they quota limit you. So if you do write a bot, it can only read chat for about 45 minutes a day. So basically, it eventually just kind of became clear that, because I was annoyed by YouTube chat always, and I was like, well, maybe there are ways I can fix it. And I looked into it, and eventually kind of concluded that no, there are no ways to fix it. YouTube has just made it impossible to fix. They've kind of railroaded me at every turn of like, I could try doing this, and they're like, nope, no you can't, and I could try doing this, and they're like, nope. So eventually it just became clear that let's write my own chat. And there are other streamers I knew that did that have their own custom chat. So I knew that it could work, and that's kind of why it ended up being the way that I went with it. Once you learn that computers are a joke and making Sand think was a bad idea, everything is a number and nothing has an end. C is great. Oh, alright, I see what you're... Yeah. Pretty much.
Love the videos. What phone do you currently use?
Phone? I'm a big, like, Pixel fanboy. It's a... mostly it's just because I think iOS is too restrictive, but I think most Android OEMs don't know what they're doing. Like, they fuck up the software. I feel like... I feel like... yeah, so for me, the Pixel hits the sweet spot between usability and customizability. Is there any specific reason you don't use Twitch? Flegs kind of summed it up. He wants more viewers. That sounds a lot more cynical than I would word it. It was mostly that I think a lot of people on YouTube had no idea that I streamed at all. And it's really hard to get people from YouTube over to Twitch. It's like infamously difficult. There are people with like 10 million subscribers on YouTube, and they only average about 80 or 90 viewers on Twitch because they're like completely different worlds. And also I kind of figured, this might be a rationalization, but by the time I was writing my own chat, I was kind of like, well, this is kind of good because it almost abstracts my streams from any platform. Like, it means if people get used to going here, then, and then I decide YouTube streaming isn't working, then I could swap it out with another service and we could still have the same chat, we could also still have the same community, it could all still be pretty good.
Unidac told me that you're happier with the current CSS, but I'm not, so I made my own. Also, https://twitter.com/channel
Oh my god, it's gonna read a link.
official.
Well, hell yeah. I'm all for writing your own styles and shit like that. As a YouTube user, I can confirm I don't get on Twitch unless I'm dragged into it. Yeah, I think it's... I think the advantage of streaming on YouTube is that I'm streaming to my existing audience, people who know me, and then people who want to chat can go to my custom chat, and it's less of a... I think it's a little bit less of an ask than to go to Twitch. Hopefully. Isn't it bad to place all your eggs in one basket? I had a friend who was temporarily banned off YouTube due to a bug and because he didn't use his Twitch much. Yeah, I mean, that's literally something I've considered. But that's kind of why I think having but I feel like having the custom chat kind of solves that problem, because like I said, it gets people used to going to my website rather than to YouTube or to Twitch. So it's a little bit of So I agree that you should try to branch out to other platforms in case your YouTube account gets terminated. But in some ways, this very custom chat is doing that. Oh, whoops.
I had to use Microsoft Edge to send this chat to you. Are you happy, Matt? Are you happy?
Yes, I'm happy. Thank you. Thanks for testing that. Was that? I assume that's Chromium Edge, or is that Trident Edge? I don't know what you call it. The pre-Chromium Edge. Is this whole chat platform open source? My plan is to open source it eventually. I haven't done so yet, just because I guess I was hoping to work out the kinks, which we kind of did. We kind of worked out some kinks today. But yeah, the plan is eventually to make it all open source, because, you know, why not? Other YouTube streamers might want custom chat as well. So here's something interesting that I figured I may as well go over this on stream. I did a survey about a week or two ago. I guess it was about a week ago. I did a survey for your viewport should be device width, not 400. See, I have mixed opinions on that, because if it's device width, then it might be too small on some. Like, I found that if it was set to device width, it was too small on my phone, because it's like. But I guess it's a. I guess there's a way to do like device width and then set like a scale. Is that true? Does this chat collect some kind of data? No. Well, it depends what kind of data. I mean, it collects the fact that you typed a chat message into it, but other than that, no. Let me see. How can I get this on stream? I think it might be a bit of a roundabout way of doing it, but... Oh, there we go. So... I'm gonna see if this works. Oh, well, it didn't.
How Wikipedia goes SOI.
Did it? Did it spell that out? Damn. Rough. That's rough, buddy. What is your opinion on KaiOS? I don't have any opinion. I don't know what that is. Yeah, that is the problem. I see the problem that it doesn't work in landscape, but yeah, but when I set it to device width in portrait, it was like way too small, is what I found. But there's probably, I assume there's a way to do device width and then like suggest a new DPI or suggest a new scale, and then that's probably the correct solution. Petition to run the chat through an uwu filter before messages get posted. You have the power. Damn. It's also scaled like 10 times bigger than it should be. See, on my phone it looks fine, but I know that that's not that's not how you should be writing code. To be like, for me it works fine. Yeah, so for me it's at the right size. But in portrait, obviously, in landscape, it is too big. You're right. Media queries and scales and stuff. That sounds like work. I don't want to do that. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, for a coherent mobile experience, yes, you're right. You're probably right. I should look into that. So I did a survey a little while ago, which is about what people thought about my about my videos in 2022. I thought this might be a little bit interesting to go over on stream. Don't worry, the results are all anonymous, so no one's gonna get no one's getting called out. Okay, so here we are. So the first question was, what were your favorite videos of 2022? This was an interesting one for me because I made a lot of different kinds of videos. I did a lot of experimentation. Where was that survey? It was only on Patreon or to YouTube members. It was not a public survey. Because if it's a public survey, then it's, you know, people can like vote bomb it more easily. So I thought it'd be interesting to ask, because I made a lot of different kinds of videos in 2022. I feel like it had the most variety of most of my years, because I was doing a lot of experimenting. Like I was doing more live hardware stuff. I was doing more. I did some like stuff that was kind of just live reacting to games and stuff like that. And I was looking for. And I even did some reviews. It's very uncommon that I do reviews. I think the last review I did, other than these two, was on that composite to VGA eBay adapter like 4 years earlier. So apparently, the video that people liked the most was the corrupt PS2 save file, and I kind of get why. I feel like there's something kind of nice about the story of that video, that it's like I corrupted a PS2 save, you know, my hopes and dreams and my memories, and then but then I managed to claw them back from the brink of death. I can see why people might like that. I'm guessing that's why it's the most popular one of 2022. What do you know? I guess I just have to corrupt more of my save files. No, I doubt it would work more than once. The next highest was, interestingly, the Storytime video. A Storytime video. That's another video that I didn't usually make in videos in years prior to 2022. I'd never really done a Storytime video before. Biggest mistake, and suspended from school. And I have to say, I really like that video too. That's probably the only video where after I finished it, I would watch it back and I would be like, this is good. I like this one. Most of them, I when I'm finished with them, I'm like, okay, good. That's out of the way. Let's move on to the next one. This is probably the only one where I was like, not only is that kind of a nice story, I think I like, I'm glad I was able to like recreate a lot of the, I'm glad I was able to recreate a lot of the images from the time, like the Windows 7 install and the Windows XP install. I obviously couldn't get those from the school laptop because I didn't have those anymore, but I could at least faithfully recreate them, and I was pretty happy that I was able to do that. A lot of the others kind of range in between here to here. I'd say those are probably middling videos, like mid-range. The video that people disliked the most, and I have to say I expected this. I did expect this. Was was the Cloner Alliance Box Pro review. I have to be honest. Even when I made that video, I thought people aren't gonna like this one. Because it's not very interesting. I mean, I was legitimately interested in it from the perspective of I was looking for a new capture device. But the problem was I felt kind of obligated to make it because they'd sent one to me for free, you know, on the condition that I would make the video. And, you know, so I couldn't necessarily say, and I wanted to be honest, so I didn't want to say, oh, it's really good, even though I had a lot of problems with it. So it was kind of, in some ways, it's kind of an underwhelming video because I'm reviewing something and not even saying that it's very good. I'm just reviewing it and saying, oh, there's actually a lot of problems with it. But I felt like I had to make the video because they kind of sent it to me for free. I've not made that mistake since then. I've not accepted any devices for free on the condition that I make a video, but I can see why that's my least popular. In fact, I'm pretty sure the reason it has 1 vote is because someone went through and ticked all of them. They were just like, I liked all of your videos in 2022, which is really nice. That's really nice of you to say. But it's also kind of the same as just not voting at all. So, but I'm pretty sure that's the only reason it has one vote. Was that a sponsor? Yes and no. They did not pay me to review it. They sent it to me for free, with the kind of, and I don't even think there was a contract signed, so I probably could have backed out of it. But they sent it to me for free out of the, like, basically on the condition that I would review it, that I would make a video about it. And I felt like it was fair enough because they sent it to me for free. But no, there wasn't. Technically that's not a sponsor because they didn't pay me to review it. When was this poll? I don't remember it. It was only sent out to Patreon and YouTube members. It was not sent out. It was not public because I figured if it was a public one, people would be more likely to vote bomb it. Whereas, not that you couldn't vote bomb it as a patron or member, but I felt like it was just less likely to. To Matt. No, I think that's a bug. I think if you refresh your stream, there'll only be 1. So yeah, don't worry about that. That's a bug because I restarted the server, so it's like sent you the user list twice, essentially. Can we look down? Yeah. We will keep scrolling. This is just I'm gathering information, or I'm reviewing the information about how the videos that people liked and the videos that people didn't like, and I just think it's kind of funny that and I totally get why that one wasn't a popular video, and I'll almost certainly never make a video like that again. Any videos from previous years that you liked? Okay. Anything that included installing old software on new or unsupported hardware? Hell yeah. I always like doing that. Running Windows 98 on a PC, running the Sega Mega Drive with AA batteries. Interestingly, the batteries one is interesting. I feel like the interesting thing about the batteries is not necessarily that it works, not necessarily the batteries themselves. The interesting part is always the slow decline at the end. It's always the fact that the console very, very subtly kind of falls apart as the batteries run out of juice. I think that, and I've said kind of since then that I want to recreate that effect with a power supply. The problem is that, or what makes that kind of hard is that I would need to use a linear power supply. Well, I wouldn't need to, but I should use a linear power supply for that sort of thing because it's better for the console, it's safer for the electronics, and the linear power supplies are kind of expensive. It's, you know, I might be looking at like hundreds of dollars just to get the power supply just to make that video. So that's kind of why I've procrastinated from it. Maybe I can find someone to borrow one from. But yeah, I really want to do that, but yeah, I've procrastinated, like I said. I probably missed some TTS. What have we got?
What is your opinion on iOS?
Sorry, I don't have an opinion. I don't know what that is. I may have heard of it, but I don't really know anything about it.
It collects how much the audience wants Lego Island videos.
True! That's really what I'm doing. I like how someone is attempting SQL injection in the chat. Thanks, buddy. Hey, Matt KC, I've been following your YouTube for a year now, I think. Hell yeah, I love your engineering DIY approach to solving problems. I always wondered, do you work as a software developer or is it your hobby? Technically, my job is doing YouTube, or at least that's most of my job. That's what pays my bills and what I spend most of my time on. But I do also do software work here and there on the side. And I may be doing more of that over time.
So why isn't my Rafflecopter going swah swah swah?
Well, I did that time. You're welcome. Oh, thank you for the donation. And thanks everyone for the donation. Sorry, I've stopped reading out people's names. I've just been responding to the messages. I'm sorry about that. Here we go.
You could probably decompile a game for content.
So I'd love to be involved in a decomp, but the thing is, like as I said before, the thing about doing this for YouTube is that YouTube is all about uploading as frequently as possible. And if you're trying to get like a video out in 2 or 3 weeks, then and a decomp may take 2 or 3 years, it's really hard to like schedule that out and be like, well, okay, I'll put in work now and it may pay off in like 3 years time. I mean, the decomp itself would be cool. It just wouldn't necessarily be it would just be hard to turn it into a YouTube thing, essentially.
Would you look at an original Xbox game save file?
An original Xbox game save file? I could. I mean, it's all going to be different for each game, right?
The restoration videos are more interesting.
Thanks, I appreciate that. I like doing restoration.
Next, GitHub when?
GitHub. I'm already on GitHub. I have a couple projects.
Hey, I do have a PlayStation 3 that has no video output. Any idea on what may be the problem?
That could be a lot of things. I can't really. It would be hard for me to provide a lot of technical support for you, but look on the PS Dev Wiki. It might be your GPU is dead. Honestly, that's a fairly common problem with early PS3s. And it might be that, or it might just be that some of those NEC tokens are dead, but you know, it also may not be those, so you shouldn't just blindly go with those. Did you really douse your PS3 motherboard in tap water? Honestly, it's fine as long as you like dry it off. Water is only really a problem because of the water and electronics is only a problem because of the substances in the water, the salts and the other elements. Otherwise, water itself is not necessarily a problem.
What if it's not just a single decomp video, but a series? You could go through your thought process, your findings,
I mean,
etc.
It would
Games
like
the LDW would be a good example, possibly.
It's something I've been thinking about a lot, because the fact is that I like doing the projects. I really like doing bigger projects, and I haven't really been able to do a lot of bigger projects recently because I've been trying to get videos out more frequently. So it's been something I've been thinking about a lot, is how to sort of I'm blanking on the word, but how to solve this problem of getting videos out while also wanting to work on bigger projects. And honestly, the streaming is kind of is one of those things that I've been thinking about. So if you're on here, you may be helping out with that.
It happened after an update, so I think it just ripped itself, to be honest.
Maybe you could try it with a different hard drive, see if it's something to do with that. Anyway, back to the survey results. I should probably get into the habit of only doing the TTS once I'm done doing these. I think I get all ADHD, and I'm like, so I jump back and forth between things all the time. Lego Island videos, hell yeah. Sneak on a QR. So a lot of like, kind of big puzzles, I think, is what people like. And I like those too, a lot. Forget the decomps, make your own game. I mean, I've thought of doing that as well. Attempting to install Windows 98 modern hardware, fixing Lego Island's biggest issue, fitting a game into a QR code, Minesweeper. All software stuff, basically. All software hacking. $1 Wii and Windows 98 PC. So that's more of a hardware thing, but those are also like big puzzles. I think we're seeing kind of a pattern that the videos people like the most are the big puzzles, and I totally agree. My top 5 of all time: placing the music in Lego Island, Windows 98 on one laptop, fit a whole game on a QR code, run NES from AA batteries. I'm surprised that the AA batteries one keeps coming up, because I think from a project, it's like I said, from a project, the batteries are almost not very interesting at all, because it's just electricity. It's like, can you run an electronic device from electricity? Well, yeah, you can. I think what's always what people find interesting about those, at least what I find interesting about those, is seeing the voltage decline at the end. ME on an iMac, nice. Yeah, I'm glad this has shown up, because I almost thought Windows ME on an iMac was a kind of underwhelming video, because I didn't really get anywhere. I got it installed, but I didn't like get it to work. Someone else has sent me a video where they've actually managed to get it to work, which is kind of cool. That Windows 98 PC thing, I assume they mean the Ultimate 98 PC, which is still, I think, to this day, the longest video I've posted, or the longest tech video. I think it may not be quite as long as the Birdemic or the Room videos, which are also good videos, I think. At least I go back to those and I'm like, this was actually not bad. Can't really remember the names of them. Well, thanks for the response. Loved most modification stuff? Hell yeah. Wii U video, that's interesting. That's the first mention of the Wii U video. Where did that get up here? 25? So it's kind of like right in the middle. But I think that's kind of interesting when you see an outlier like that. That's cool. Lego Island music, makes sense. QR code, Lego Island, that's the turn speed. Failed projects is an interesting one. I felt like a lot of people hated that video because, yeah, where did it get up here? Did I not even list it? Oh shit, I didn't list it. Oh, it was a 2021 video, that's why. That's why. I'm getting my years confused. Failed projects is interesting. I feel like people hated that one because I remember in the first project of the video, I like break a CRT by doing something really dumb. And I remember seeing a lot of comments that were just like, that was really fucking stupid, Matt. And I'm like, I agree. I said that in the video. But I feel like people didn't like that video for that reason. Can you run an NES from AA batteries? Oh, double battery video again. GameCube and Wii from Japan? Hell yeah. I need to go to Japan again, exclusively to pick up some old consoles. $1 Wii was a fun video? Hell yeah. QR code video? Nice. Yeah, I mean, I guess that is still my most viewed video. What is it at? Like 7 million views or some dumb shit like that? I never would have imagined that that video would have gotten that many views. I remember because in that video, I think I don't even have the most like flattering camera angle on myself. I'm like wearing a beanie, I have longish hair, and the camera's like pointing down on me. And I remember I think someone commented something like, "This is like you look dirty. I can smell you from here." And I'm like, "Damn, you're right," because I probably do look a bit like a bum in that video. Battery powered NES, ME on an iMac. It's interesting how, yeah, when you go like as far as videos from previous years, there's a lot of like common ones that come up. Battery powered NES, ME on an iMac, 98 on modern hardware. Yeah, it's interesting. QR code, Wii caps, Lego Island, Shrek games. Oh god. Oh dear, that's a deep cut. Shrek games. Honestly, I appreciate those. The thing is, I kind of look back on those and I feel like the problem with those earlier game reviews, I think at the time I didn't realize it, or at the time I felt like it wasn't obvious, but I think you can tell there's a degree of like insecurity and self-consciousness there. Every time I make a joke, I'm like delivering it really quickly because I'm like, this might not be funny, so I just got to get it over with as quickly as possible. And I feel like, to be fair, I think I'm not the only person who does that. I see a lot of times on YouTube that I feel like people make their videos go as quickly as possible. Like they cut them to be as fast as they can. And I almost feel like, to an extent, I feel like that's a little bit like, you know, trying to appeal to the very ADHD mind of YouTube viewers. But I also feel like to an extent it's a bit of like a lack of confidence or some self-consciousness. And I only say that because that's how I felt when I was making my videos go as quickly as possible. Because they're kind of like, well, I don't know if this is good, I don't know if this is funny, so let's just, we got to keep their attention by making it just fast. Otherwise, maybe it's not any good, And I feel like that's kind of a shame. I feel like if you're feeling like the videos have to be as fast as possible, you might be feeling like your videos aren't very good, and that you shouldn't feel that way. You should feel like you should have faith in your content that it can hold people's attention. $1 Wii is a bit special for me because I ended up accidentally watching it like 7 seconds. Within 7 seconds of another friend of mine, there's live Discord DMs of when you broke those traces. Oh my god. Oh god. I can only imagine how that would have gone down. Matt Casey exposes his wiener. Yeah, the CS188 one. Hell yeah. Why are you not reading our chat? I don't want to get too distracted. The problem is if I keep going back and forth, then I'm going to get on tangents, because people are going to ask me about like tech questions. They're going to be like, how would you want to mod an Xbox 360? And I'm going to get into a whole like 10-minute tangent of that, and I'm going to get distracted. I'll read chat afterwards. I'll go, like, that's the problem. Arguably, I just went off on a tangent right now from reading that chat. Yeah, people are going to ask me for opinions or for like help with something, and so I don't want to get distracted on a tangent. I want to finish this before I get onto any tangents. Bitch, we out here. That was a great video of mine. I love that one. Night Trap retrospective. I wonder who did that. I might know who wrote that one. There's a nuke under your desk. Oh no. Any other comments? I would love to see more of those cursed modding videos. Hell yeah. Just keep making videos at a pace you feel comfortable. Don't rush a video out. That's really nice. I have a feeling maybe I shouldn't go over all the comments because they're probably just really nice towards me, and I don't want this to turn into a circle jerk stream. But I really appreciate all these messages. If you were one of the people who were involved in this poll, I really appreciate you giving me feedback and giving me information. Anyway, let's. So I think let's go. North Korea Flash game being a close first. That's really cool. I like that you. I like that people liked that video, because I know that a lot of people did not like that video because it was not a puzzle. It was not a modding or anything like that. It wasn't even really a story. So a lot of people were just like, "This is bullshit. I hate this video." But I'm glad that at least some people thought it was good. A few days ago, I discovered your Let's Play videos. Didn't know you did those. I've been doing YouTube for a long time, even longer than this channel. Like, this channel was when I decided to take YouTube seriously, but I've been making videos for like 8 years up until that point, before making this channel. One of these days, we'll go over my old videos. Maybe for like a subscriber milestone. At 1 million subscribers, I'll go over all of my old videos, except that might take a while, because I'm not even I'm only at like 300 something K, so it might take a long time before I get to 1 million. Let's do some TTSs. Not a puzzle, but just straight up fascinating, funny to watch. I appreciate that. I'm glad people found that video entertaining, despite the lack of puzzle. What do we got?
You could do a Decom project series where you go through progress you get to every week, or to made from streams and occasional bits of recorded stuff or better explanation visuals.
Yeah, I mean, that is something that I've thought about doing. That kind of doing the decomp as like the main project, and then doing updates on stream, and then turning some of those updates into videos. The only thing is, I feel almost confident that some people are not going to like that, because right now my videos are very kind of tight packages. You can, you know, they usually have a beginning, middle, and end. They almost have a 3-act structure where it's like the first act where you figure out what's wrong, second act where you start working towards it. There's like a third act misunderstanding where it's like where I thought it was something else, but it's actually this instead. I just figured it out. Oh my god! And then the third act is like finally fixing it. They almost have like. I know it's probably very pretentious to say that, but they almost have, they do kind of have a structure to them, and it's you know, it's always going to be unpopular to mess around with a format. But that being said, it is something that I've thought about, especially because I've been posting some modding stuff on the forum. I want to show this off real quick. So we have a forum over at forum.mattcasey.com. I set it up because I really wanted a place where people could post stuff that got archived, that got documented, all of that, including discoveries that I make. For example, here's one. This is sorry, the chat is probably covering this up real quick. I'll hide the chat real quick. Such as that. We found a mention of Lego Island in Windows XP source code. So literally, Microsoft is sitting, is writing Windows XP, and they're like, "Oh shit, we broke something in Lego Island. We gotta write a fix for it." And so we found this is the section of code. There's a link to where this code is on GitHub, because there's this the XP source has been uploaded to GitHub, and I even sort of figured out what it does, which is that it makes sure no Z values in any triangle go beyond 0.999999969, because I guess that causes a problem. It's kind of fascinating to think about, like, why would... So the Z value can never actually get to 1.0. It can only get to 0.99969, and this is specifically for Lego Island. It literally says in the comment, Lego Island fix. So, presumably, something goes wrong if you let the value go to 1.0 or higher. And that's kind of interesting. I've almost thought, I even say here, I almost wonder if I should go into DirectDraw or whatever DLL this is, comment out this code, or nop it out, more specifically. Say, let the Z values go over 1.0, and just kind of see what happens. What breaks if you do that? So that's what I'm... So yeah, I think it could be quite possible that I'll do things like that. I'll go over discoveries on stream, and then maybe they could turn into videos. It would just require people to get used to the idea that not every video is going to be this heavily produced beginning, middle, and end story. That's the only thing, right? Can you make the text-to-speech some random person? It would be funny to hear just Elon Musk talking about Lego Island. Yeah, I mean, in theory, it's possible. You just have to hook it into my overlay. But currently, I only have Microsoft Sam in there. Whoops. What's the next one?
You could stream the process of doing projects, kind of like in Commander.
Yeah, I've thought about that too. The problem with streaming work, I find it really hard to work on stream, because it's kind of like having people... It's kind of like, imagine programming and then having like a bunch of people staring over your shoulder, looking at your screen and being like, It just makes me feel like I can't do it properly. But I do think there's probably a happy middle ground of like doing some work off stream, showcasing the work I've done, like saying, here's what I did last night, check this out, or doing maybe little bits and pieces on stream, like small things that I think aren't going to require too much concentration. Because I feel like if I'm concentrating too much, then not only am I going to be boring, I'm not going to be talking on the stream. I'm also, I think, going to be feeling. I don't know if it's self-conscious, just feeling like people watching me. and maybe that is just self-conscious. So I feel like what I hope to find with streaming is kind of a middle ground of like, you know, maybe doing little things that don't need much concentration on stream, but mostly that I'll write something up on the forum like this, and I'll just go over it. I'll talk about it. I'll be like, check this out. Isn't this some wild shit? So I think it's going to be something like that, is the idea. Hang on. More TTS. Are we playing GeoGuessr today? Good question. I guess we could finish off with some GeoGuessr.
Downloading Windows 11 on old hardware.
Oh hell yeah! I wonder what's the oldest. I wonder what the oldest PC you can run Windows 11 on is. It's probably. I could imagine you could get it running on a P4, maybe a P3.
How about a sequel to AA Northeast? Getting more playtime out of AA Battery Zone and Northeasts, where you modify the Northeasts to be more efficient, like removing the modulator block, getting rid of the voltage regulator and rectifier, and running directly at 5D.
Yeah, that is a good idea. I like that Microsoft Sam can't say NES; it can only say Northeast. That's really fucking funny. Please fix users not even alphabetical. No, it's not alphabetical. It's in the order of which they joined.
Do you know the 8-bit guy?
I sort of. I don't know him personally. We're not like friends, but I have met him before when I was in Texas for a convention, and my dad and I drove through Austin, and no, we drove through Dallas, I should say, which is where he lives. And yeah, we met up with him over lunch. It was really nice. He's a really cool guy. But that's... So I have met him, I have spoken to him, I have technically hung out with him, but that's about it. But otherwise, we are otherwise not like close contact friends.
We need more SHREK games. We need more SHREK games.
SHREK.
We need more
Oh my God.
SHREK games. We need more.
I get the message. I mean, have there been any more Shrek games? They haven't, right? Because they said they were going to make Shrek 5 in 2019, and they didn't. So they haven't made any more games, have they? I think someone pointed out that there's like a Shrek DVD game, like a game on one of the Shrek DVDs that I should have covered. So maybe I'll do that one day. Maybe I'll do that on stream. Hell, why not? Hello,
What I like
Sam?
to from time to time is go on your channel, put on your tech video playlist, and just kind of drag run in the background and work on something. It kind of gives me a cozy atmosphere. Those videos that come up a lot are coincidentally on the beginning on that list and really grew on me personally.
Oh, that's really nice. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I think. I mean, I'm glad, and I like that my videos are often. This might be pretentious to say, but my videos are kind of all stories. They're all a story of me doing something, and I think. To a certain extent, people expect that, and that's what might make it difficult if I wanted to branch out into doing like update on decomp videos. But I could certainly do those on like what I could do is I could do updates on stream, post them on the Clips channel, MattKC 1.5, and then just like point people to that every now and then.
I would love some more hardware stuff like the guys that ran Windows XP on a down clock 7 MHz CPU. I would love content like that.
Hell yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd love to do more projects.
Game at Poland D. Greetings from Poland, man. Love your
Poland.
videos, Tree.
Thank you so much for the donation. Thanks for stopping by, or thanks for joining.
There's so many Arthur games to get to, so tune in next time and we'll get to some more Mad.
Did I really say that? I probably did. It's because I was thinking of Arthur Ready to Race, which is a PlayStation game, one of my favorite meme games. I should play that on stream if I'm being honest. I love Arthur Ready to Race. For its meme value, it's not a very good game. But I must have been planning to play that. I think that was it.
At Madclock, do you use for video editing in Linux? Asking because DaVinci Resolve King pisses me off and I can't use Vegas in line. And I'd like to try something else that isn't Kenwood.
So I use two things. I have a GPU pass-through virtual machine, so I can run Windows applications at near native speed. I do some editing on that. But the last couple videos I've actually been editing in Olive, which is a video editing program that I made. Cheap plug. The 3PS3 video and the getting suspended from school video were both done in Olive. It's still in alpha. It's still got a lot of problems. It's still pretty buggy. We're working on that. But it was good enough to make those videos. So that's what I got. Thank you for the $1 donation, LoafX. Do you have a keyboard shortcut now for playing donation messages? Close. I have a chat command that only I have access to. That's either I can switch it into automatic TTS that'll just play anytime when they happen. But I also have a manual mode that I can trigger, so I can trigger them manually.
You should make an Epic Stream mobile app so it's easier to access the streams on mobile.
Yeah, I mean, if these get big enough, why not? Right now, the plan will be to fix it in mobile browsers so that it works as well as it can in mobile browsers. But I mean, hey, if these get popular enough, then yeah, why not make an app?
Hey Matt, so there's this niche content mod for the OG Star Wars Battlefront for the originals blocks.
Interesting.
It might make a cool video to see how it works / other niche mods for console games.
Yeah, I did play a little bit of that back in the day. My friend, I have a friend who's a real Star Wars expert. he would probably know all about that already.
Can I get an opinion on these concepts if you're up to it? Thanks in advance. Also cancel TTS now. I don't want this random URL to be read up.
Sorry, you donated that a long time ago and I didn't catch the link, but oh no, I did catch the link. I can take a look. Do Angry Birds review? What, of the game or the movie? Oh god, I have seen the movie. God damn. I wonder if my current YouTube audience would accept me ever making another movie review like The Room or the or Birdemic. I guess it honestly, if people accepted me making the Pyongyang Racer video, then they probably would. I could probably make another movie review like that. Should add some special characters to wrap URLs in it to have it ignored by TTS. Yeah, probably. I should probably filter those out. Gonna make any Xbox 360 modding videos. Yeah, I've wanted to cover RGH 3.0, but there's not a lot that I can really say about it other than to kind of just explain how RGH works. I could do RGH 3 on stream. That could be fun. Can you VR or does it make you too sick? I've done VR before. I did VR at an NVIDIA booth at a convention once. I did VR and it was fine. Like, I didn't have any problems with it. It was, the resolution was low, but that's to be expected. And this was like 5 years ago, so I assume the technology's gotten a lot better. But otherwise, that's the only time I've ever done VR. Oops. Let me think. Are there any other interesting... Oh, hang on.
BDW, the third image that I submitted is probably the most complete one of them all.
Gotcha. Thanks for the donation. I'll take a look. I might take a look after the stream because I'll probably finish up soon anyway. We've been going for probably about 2 hours ish, which is, I know, not very long, but still. I'll have to go get some lunch. Should I join stream on Windows XP for the memes? Honestly, if you can, yes.
By the way, on your form, the solution you provided was incorrect even though I put in the right things.
I'm not sure what to tell you. It sounds like your browser might be having some problems because you had issues with the chat as well. And generally people seem to have been fine signing up, so I feel like that's probably, sorry to say, hate to say it, but I feel like that's probably on your end, unfortunately. Yeah, I was gonna see if there's any. Oh yeah, I showed this off in the last stream I did on the last big public stream I did on YouTube. I thought it'd be interesting to show this off again. That you can actually. Anyone who is familiar with Lego Island will know about this, or will know conceptually about this. When you're in build sections, the way these work is that this is actually a pre-rendered background with some 3D stuff in front of it. And I remember some Lego Island friends and I were wondering if it was possible to, if there was any like real difference between the outside sections where you can walk around and the inside sections, which are made up of like 2D and 3D elements. Is the 3D actually the same thing? And we found that, yes, it actually is. That you can, there's a value in memory right here, where if you toggle it on and off, you can actually re-enable movement inside, in an indoor section that you're not supposed to move around with. So here I am, I'm turning, and because the object is at kind of an angle, you can only kind of zoom in and out of it. It doesn't really look like you're walking forwards and backwards. It's kind of an odd effect, but you can see how it means you can see how it works, and that you can see that they've just very carefully lined up this foreground 3D object with this background, 2D pre-rendered background. It's very interesting. And here's another one of those. Oops, turn the sound off. Here's another one of those. This is all 2D pre-rendered, and you can you can walk up to people. They're supposed to be over here eating the donuts, but I've walked up closer to them so that they're not. And I can do an epic cinematic move where I pan the camera around and watch them leave. Usually you can't do that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And so there are other discoveries like that on the forum if you want to join. You can check them out, and I'll be going over them on stream as well in the future. Problems with scrolling. Yeah, someone has suggested a way to fix that, which I'll try after the stream. It needs to be SP3 and minus SP1, and so it didn't work because IE6 doesn't work. Yeah, gotcha. So you might be able to do XP, but it would have to be as new of a browser as possible. Does Firefox still support XP? I can imagine it doesn't.
I wonder if would you be able to convert Blox 360 to a viable desktop using Linux and GH 3.0 for a video.
Yeah, I mean, it would be possible. It would just, the Xbox 360 would just not make for a wonderful system because it's PowerPC, which means you'd probably have to compile everything yourself, but it would work. Did you end up doing anything interesting with the XP source code? I have not done anything interesting, other than the discovery that Lego Island is mentioned in it. I have not done anything interesting in it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but nobody has created a way to replace the textures in Lego Island with higher resolution textures. That may be a good video to create and a new tool to add to the Lego Island Rebuilder.
Fun fact, I mean, I haven't talked about this on stream or on videos yet, but I am working towards something like that. I had to put that on hold with the recent video blitz when I was doing, from September to December, I was doing videos twice every month. So I haven't done anything on it since then, but I will get back to that. It will be a lot of assets A lot of
Firefox
asset
for
editing, I should
reference.
say. Thanks for the donation.
Yep, Firefox just hates your code.
So the thing about that is that it seems like other Firefox users are fine. It's so I don't know. Well, I will test Firefox myself, absolutely. But it is yeah, but I don't know if it's entirely just a Firefox problem, unfortunately. It seems a little bit more inconsistent than that. Anyway, how about, trying to think.
Microsoft Edge does too.
Well, I don't know what you mean by two. What do you mean? Did you mean it hates my code? I mean, I haven't tested in Edge, but it should be the same as Chrome because it's Chromium based. Matt Casey, is Steam Deck good? So I am probably not. I am probably not someone who would buy the Steam Deck. I like the Steam Deck a lot as a concept. I think, you know, having a really all we want is just a portable PC. That's what your phone is. That's what, I mean, the Switch is technically just a portable PC. It's an Nvidia Shield, which is technically just a Android phone. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's a portable system that can play PC games. What's not to like? I am probably not going to buy one because I'm not really a portable gamer. I've never owned, the last portable console I owned was a Game Boy Color. I've never had a Game Boy Advance, never had a DS, never had a 3DS, never had a Switch. So I'm not a portable gamer, so I'm probably not going to buy one. But overall, I think it's a good thing. Can you make a video about running? Hang on, I'll let Sam say that.
Never is. Also, can you make a video about running Windows 2000 on a Steam Deck model?
That could be interesting, to be fair. Being able to run Windows on the Steam Deck, that could be an interesting idea. XP is working with the MyPal browser. Hell yeah! Oh, that's so sick. It's on a CRT. Hang on, I gotta see this. I actually must see this. Oh, weird. My browser stopped working, and I don't know why. Oh no, here it is. It's back. Oh, that's so cool. Hang on, I'm showing this on stream. Damn, that is honestly based to see my stream on XP. I love that. Thank you for sending me that. Could you use the Wayback Machine and check out some old versions of websites? Maybe next stream. That sounds interesting, but I'm planning to finish up and get some lunch soon because I have only eaten a little bit today because I ate. So I woke up later than I thought I would, which meant I had less time to get ready for the stream because I kind of set a time that I was going to do it, and that means that I only had like 5 minutes before the stream to eat anything, so I couldn't make anything, so I just ate like an apple, and that's been all I've eaten all day. So I need to go get some food, but so I will probably finish this up soonish. Just booted an Xbox and got error 7, which likely means a bad hard drive. Just booted it with no drive, and it's still through 07. How screwed am I? So most likely, so 07 is just a bad hard drive. It just means you need to replace the hard drive. The wrinkle in that is that the hard drive needs to be locked. You need to get the hard drive password, and if the old hard drive is dead and you don't already have that password, it's going to be pretty difficult to get. You can get it, but you're going to need to build an EEPROM reader to read the hard drive key directly from the Xbox motherboard. So it can be done. You just have to replace your hard drive, but you're going to need to get that hard drive key, or mod chip it. If you mod chip your Xbox, it won't need a hard drive key anymore, so you can just replace the hard drive and it won't be a problem. I think you can also do a TSOP flash, and that'll be the same, but I don't know how to do that without soft modding, which would require a hard drive to begin with. There's probably a way to do it, but yeah, basically, you need to either hard mod your Xbox or get the hard drive key and then replace the hard drive.
Did you know the Steam Deck runs Linux? I found that quite an interesting choice since Linux can't play all Steam games.
I forgot to mention that. That is something I really like about the Steam Deck. As a Linux user myself, the Steam Deck single-handedly incentivizes Valve to get Proton to work, which all Linux users benefit from. Like, I don't have to, I have a near-native Windows virtual machine, but I don't use it for games because all the games I play run natively through Steam/Proton. And you're right, it's an interesting choice. I think it's basically Valve doesn't want to have to be have to rely on Microsoft. They want to be able to be independent from Microsoft, and I think to do that they recognize that they need to get their games, all their games. They need to make all the games not dependent on Microsoft software, and so that's probably. Well, I think the Steam Deck is a cool device. I'm probably not going to buy one, but I think probably my favorite thing about the Steam Deck is the fact that it means that Valve is incentivized to make games work on Linux, because they do. I like I said, I run all my PC games on Linux now, so yeah, I think it's I think that's probably my favorite thing about it. GeoGuessr when? I'm tossing up whether to do a GeoGuessr game on before I leave or not, because I am getting pretty hungry. Maybe one GeoGuessr game. Would you say Mechapone for the PS2 would be the best and easiest option for running PS2 and PS1 games via an HDD? Mechapone will not help you get PS1 games off an HDD. It'll help you play burned PS1 games. But soft mods will get you PS2 games on an HDD. Okay. How about this? How about one GeoGuessr game? And then I'll head off. I'll go get some lunch. So, if you want to join, I'm gonna play some competitive GeoGuessr with the chat. If you want to join, type !GeoGuessr and click the link, and you'll get in.
I'm going to keep working on the third image. I haven't worked on it in a long time, but now I just feel like it. Also, an apple a day keeps the fat kid away.
Apparently that's me in this in this scenario.
Is this open source or no?
Not yet, but I plan to make it open source soon. As soon as all the kinks are ironed out, as soon as I can be sure that it's reasonably secure, then yes, I'll open source everything. Okay, so we've got some people in. I'm gonna set a timer. Oops, I'm being bot limited. This is because, don't worry, this is because I run my Stream browser through a VPN. So if you're looking at this at my IP address, which Google has helpfully printed on the screen, don't worry, it's not mine, it's a VPN. I'm going to set a 2-minute timer. So when this timer is over, and keep in mind there's some stream lag, so the game might start before the timer is over, but when the timer is over, I will start the game. Gosh, how many people? What the fuck? Plus 16, plus 18. God, we're gonna have like 30 people in this game. Holy shit. And keep in mind, I'm only gonna do one game because I am, like I said, I'm pretty hungry because I only ate an apple all day. Damn you, XP. Oh yeah, GeoGuessr might not work on XP. Sad. That's unfortunate. Go to bed, it's late here in Germany. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Get some sleep. Anyone in Europe, get some sleep. Enjoy the rest of your evening. What do I think of building a custom 8-bit game console? Pretty cool. I think, I mean, it's a hell of a lot of work, but very cool if you can make it happen. Okay, on the timer, 48 seconds to go. Sorry, the timer is behind the chat. Unlucky, but hopefully you can still read it. Will the next YouTube video be gaming related? No. The next YouTube video, I've done a tour of my desk, or tour of my setup, which is just kind of a cash January video, is the idea. Delay for me 20 seconds for sending the same message twice, because it... Sounds like slow mode is working. Alright, let's go. Again, sorry if you didn't get in and the stream lag. We're gonna start. Let's go. Haha. Accidentally farted with my hands. Alright. So I'm at a bit of a disadvantage because everyone is seeing what I'm doing and what I'm thinking. Whereas I'm not necessarily seeing what everyone else is doing and thinking. But I guess if everyone is seeing it, then it's not too unfair. Okay, so... .hk, Hong Kong! Great, I thought that looked like Chinese writing. I love Hong Kong. I'd love to visit Hong Kong one day. I know that the political situation is dicey right now, but everything I see about Hong Kong, I really like. I really enjoy. Okay, so we know it's Hong Kong. It's just a matter of figuring out where in Hong Kong. Like, can I... trying to find any clues about like what street this is. Okay, so Kowloon is up ahead, and we are facing southwest. So wherever we are is northeast of Kowloon. Where's Kowloon? I should know this. I have family from Kowloon. But I've never been to Hong Kong, so it doesn't exactly help. There we go, Kowloon. Oof, is that right though? Kowloon Bay? God damn it, I should know this. Is Kowloon Bay, so if we're northeast of Kowloon, does that mean we're like over here? But that doesn't really make much sense. It doesn't make much sense because like Hong Kong, the Hong Kong border is like right... Oh no, I'm wrong. I was misreading the map. Okay, so we might be like somewhere over here. Alright? Because we're on the way to Kowloon, heading southwest. So if we're heading, yeah, southwest from here, I think that might be it. This is entirely a guess. And we have 40 seconds to find any further clues. China's non-street view. Yeah, well that's good. That cuts out a lot of landmass. Well, that just says no parking at certain times. We definitely... Oh, we are kind of in a built-up area, so maybe we're closer. I feel like I'm getting this very wrong. I feel like there's going to be a different place called Kowloon, and I'll be like completely off. At least I know we're in the right country, right? At least there's that. Oof. Okay, yeah, I did wonder about going a little bit more southeasterly. 5.5 Ks though, it's not bad. It's not bad. Someone got it spot on. Damn, nice job. All right, let's go. Oh god. Where's this in the middle of nowhere? Okay, well there's a bus. Not actually in the middle of nowhere. Manabi. Sounds Filipino, but I don't know. Wait. Nacional de Chincito. Is it gonna be what that makes me think of immediately is like that it would be somewhere around here, Trinidad and Tobago. But I don't know at all. I actually that's an absolute guess. What does the sign say? Precaution. Well, it's definitely Spanish, which doesn't help because Spanish is the second most spoken language in the world. It only very vaguely narrows things down. This place is called Piss, apparently. 1-800. They got 1-800 numbers, whatever that means. Damn it! You bastard! You've censored half of the URL. That might have actually told me where this was. The money symbol in the gas station? That's not a bad idea. What's this sign say? Is this an address? That looks like an address. No, it might just be directions. Oh god. Oh god, I don't know. That's such a bad guess. I don't know. I'm gonna be like so off, I'm pretty sure. I'm so disappointed. I only have 20 seconds. Okay, let's keep going. Unfortunately, it only lets me go like one step at a time. Damn it. Well, okay. I think I'm screwed. Ecuador, probably. I mean, maybe. You were actually right, Ecuador. Most people got that, except for me. I just had I didn't see anything that, like, identified Ecuador. The letters are the color of the flag. I don't know what the Ecuador flag is. My bad. Privated it instantly. If you're talking the only reason, like, I don't care. I just know that YouTube cares, and that like so it's unlisted. It's for all intents and purposes public now. But I had to cut that bit out. Otherwise, YouTube will probably take my account down. Like, I don't care. I'm fine. I don't mind showing titties on stream, but I know that YouTube does. In Colombia, it was a conversion to US dollars. Oh, it's true. Ecuador uses US dollars, doesn't it? Oh, okay. This is Thai, I think. Thailand. Alright, well, not... just somewhere around Bangkok to start with. See if we can get any more specific than that. Let me think. This doesn't really look like a built-up city, though, right? It looks like looks more like suburban, if anything. We do not speak of the Lena incident. It never happened. Look, I don't mind. I don't mind if it's part of Matt Casey lore. The only reason I had to censor that was because YouTube minds. YouTube is going to be like, we will cut your. Get away from that internet. We're cutting it down, is what they'll say, and I'll be like, damn. So, otherwise, I don't mind it being part of Matt Casey lore. Truck has a 3-year warranty? I mean, I guess that's good, but I think you'd expect your truck to last longer than 3 years though, wouldn't you? Damn, I feel like this can't be that close to Bangkok. This has got to be like further out somewhere, but I don't know where. Because I've been to Bangkok on GeoGuessr, not in real life, just in GeoGuessr, and it's more built up than this, I think. I need to find a road sign. What did I miss? You missed me absolutely biffing it on the last one. I picked Trinidad and Tobago when I should have picked Ecuador. I just found I just had no idea. I don't know anything about Ecuador, to be honest. So I had no, like, reference point for it. Jesus. Ooh. There's flags, but I feel like... I don't even know if those are... I don't even know what the... I feel like we already know it's... Oh, I guess it... could be like Cambodia, or maybe even... I think there are some parts of Malaysia that use this script as well. God, I don't know. Well, that's my guess. That's my guess and I'm sticking with it. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, damn. Oh, that's so upsetting. My guess of slightly outside Bangkok was actually better than my real guess. Damn. Oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, we didn't really find... Yeah, it is kind of a rural-ish area. I don't know about rural, but it's definitely suburban. So there weren't many, like, city name signs or anything like that. Alright, well... 307k is not great. It's not wonderful. That was a complete guess and I was closest. Hell yeah. I love when that happens. Yeah. Not me, though. I was pretty far out. Yo, what? Oh, okay. Okay. Landscape-wise, I want to say this might be like Indonesia or Philippines. I don't know yet, though. Are you all playing too? Yeah, this is competitive with the chat, not just me. Oh, look at this. An iced tea stand. This ought to have something. Forza? What's really... Oh! Maybe this is Indonesian. I was gonna say, the problem is I don't recognize this language. Because it's like European or Latin script. But I don't recognize the language. But then again, Indonesia, I think its language is like that. Indonesia is pretty big though. Well, I guess not as big as like Australia, but there's a lot of different islands it could be. I don't know why. From a distance, when it was really blurry, I thought this was a photo of Reggie. What is it actually? Damn. I'm finding like Indonesia. Okay, well, at least we got confirmation on that. This doesn't super confirm where we are, though. Sorry, I just read this message in chat. I like your content, but putting your chat on your website for more ad traffic is so fucking sad, Matt. I hope you eat shit. That's so funny. There are no ads on this site. That's so funny. All right. Well, it was over here, and I didn't really get any idea. I didn't really get much of a... Oh, Beamer. Maybe I did see that word somewhere. Maybe I did. Yeah. Ad traffic? Omega lol ad traffic. That's so fucking funny. There is not a single ad on this website. Anyway, never mind. So, yeah, it's not a wonderful... Yo, Pizza Hut? Oh, no, Pizza Hut... Restaurant... Is that the real Pizza Hut or is that something else? Anyway, so yeah, my guess was not close. It was pretty far out, but it's fine. It's fine. At least I got the country right, right? Anyway, I'm definitely not winning this game. All right, what language is this? It's obviously Chinese script. We're not in China because there's no Street View in China. Could be Hong Kong again, could be Taiwan. It's one of those. Somewhere with Chinese script. There's not Japan, because I haven't seen any Japanese script anywhere. Yeah, that's definitely not a Japanese name. But that does tell us where we are. Okay, based on almost nothing at all, I'm gonna guess it's Taiwan. Okay, actually, it's not based on nothing. The guess is that this script looks more like traditional Chinese than simplified Chinese. And I know that simplified is used in China, and I'm assuming it's also used in Hong Kong, and that traditional is used in Taiwan. So that is my only guess. My only reason for saying this might be Taiwan. And it's definitely a city, in the middle of a city, for sure, because it's very built up, very urban. See you out going to bed? Hell yeah. Enjoy the rest of your evening, enjoy getting to sleep. I know it's getting late in EU time zones. The biggest problem with Chinese characters is that I can't read them. I think all of Chinese regions should rework the way that they write so that I can read them. And then I can play GeoGuessr better. Yo, is this an idol group? No, I think it's just like a modeling ad. Getting late in EU, man, the day's only half over. Oh, I guess it depends on what, yeah, it depends a lot on what part of EU you're in. Yo, how long has it been since you've seen the Nokia or Sony Ericsson logos? That's a fucking blast from the past. Wait. No way. Did that say Mitsubishi? Mitsubishi? Why does it say Mitsubishi? Alright, well. Yo, okay. Okay. Not a bad guess. I guessed a little too close to Taipei. My bad. But at least from almost no information at all, I'm glad that I got Taiwan. I'm glad it wasn't Hong Kong. And that I like really fucking biffed it. Yeah, Hong Kong is traditional, Taiwan is... Yeah, that's what I figured. The only thing is I didn't know about Hong Kong. Mitsubishi. God damn. Alright. Finish game. Who won? Yo! Congratulations, Michael Pyle. Where did I get? 16 out of 25. Yo. Oh, that's so sad. I got in the bottom half. Damn. Oh well, it is what it is. There were a couple throws in that round. I won't lie. It wasn't my best showing. Wasn't great. Wasn't wonderful. Okay. Well. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for hanging out on stream, watching me play GeoGuessr and all that other stuff. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I know there was some technical difficulties early on. Nugget really wants me to play this video. I know what it is. I saw it last night. I'll play it. How about as my outro? All right. Why not? It's a mashup of... Oops, hang on. It's a mashup of my song with Ray William Johnson's "Doin' Your Mom." We'll play us out with this. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope to be back on here pretty soon. A couple days, within the next 2 to 4 days, I'll be back on. Hopefully with some more either Lego Island discoveries or other things that I'll show off, and we'll make it work. Anyways, here we go.
Doing your mom, doing your mom, doing your mom.
You know what's nice about this song is that I don't have to worry about being content ID'd on YouTube, on stream for playing this. At least, I hope Ray William Johnson didn't content ID his song. I didn't content ID mine. Alright. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll see you all in a couple days.
For solar in the Walmart, picking out your drawers. Big Dolly Parton hair like an 80s prom queen, but her ass was looking good all up in them mom jeans. I approached her in the checkout line and said, "Yo, baby, what's up?" She had 2 gallons of milk and I was staring at her jugs. 5 minutes later, she agreed to get with me, so we went and rocked the minivan like giggity, giggity, giggity.
I was riding your mom like she's Mario Kart. I gave a lift back to a crib cause the car wouldn't start. She invited me in the house and we started making out again. How many times I tapped that ass? Over 9,000! Yeah, she called me pledge cause I knocked the dust off and later made me a sandwich and she cut the crust off it cause she knows how I love it and that I'm a little young to be in the bed but naked doing your mom.